Hi everyone, this is Alicia, also known as AVP 60685. Thought I'd do my blog midweek. This week is a little slow. We just had a mini blizzard here in my area. I think we got about maybe 3 or 4 inches, maybe a little bit more. They're talking about a refreeze. Not fun. I've already done my monthly book this month. I've also done a movie this month. Also, with my kidney stone situation, I think they're slowly starting to dissolve. I don't think they completely dissolved, but the medication is helping. The pain is subsiding where I'm able to go for longer periods without taking the pain medicine right away. So that is progress. Still got some bruises, a little bit on my arm from where they drew blood. But I am still taking my medication. I will make sure I finish every last bit of my medication until it's complete. And same thing with the pain medicine. And I'm also, like I said, trying to see if I can go longer periods without taking the pain medicine, which is pretty good so far with the pain levels. There's times when I'm able to sit up more. Like today I'm able to sit up more. Yesterday wasn't too bad. The only time when I get pain is if I've been moving around a little bit more than usual. But other than that, it's pretty cool. This week's topic is about why I love to read. Anybody that knows me or has seen me knows that I love to read. I constantly have books in my hand, or I'm talking about books that I've read. One of my resolutions last year and this year was to read new books. And why do I love to read so much? My love of reading actually starts back to when I was very, very little, maybe a baby. But in some ways it starts back a little bit before that. Before my mom had me, she would read to me from the womb. And she introduced me to books. She had me enrolled in many different book clubs. And basically, once a week, maybe sometimes more, I would get a small little package in the mail. And it would have 3 or 4 books in it. If it was a series, I would have 3 or 4 books of that series. Maybe some stickers, maybe a bookmark. It was different things that were in that little package. And when I got those packages each time, it was like a mini birthday present to myself. Even though I wasn't paying for it, my mother was paying for it. And I would read those books and literally just, when I read the books, I felt like I was in a different world. It was a way for me to escape a lot of the problems that were going on in my life. Like I've mentioned, I've had toxic parent. Also, I've had depression in my life, and so reading was a really huge outlet for me. It was a way for me to escape a lot what was happening in my life. So basically, because I read a lot, I basically learned to appreciate good literature. That doesn't mean every book I've read I've loved. There's been some books that I've read that I've absolutely hated. And I've read a lot of the classics. I've read Little Women. I've read a lot of Shakespeare. There's a lot of books out there that I still want to read, that I have set aside. And because I love reading and also because I love to write, those go together. Reading, if you read well, you'll write well. If you write well, then you'll read well. And because of that, they go together, and I love both of them in very special ways. Like I said, reading, I would a lot of times go to school. I would come with a stack of books, maybe 10, maybe more books I would bring to school to read. And I would read those, and many times my books got confiscated by my teachers and say, you need to put the book away. Or what book are you reading this time? And so, because I was reading a lot of times when I should have been schoolwork, my teacher was like, hey, you need to put your book away. I say, look, I've already finished my work. I'm not being rude when I say it. I've already finished my work. I'm just waiting for my classmates to catch up, and I don't want to be disruptive, so I would get my book out or books. And I didn't always want to get my notepad out and start writing in that. So basically, because of these book clubs I was in at a young age, I got exposed to a lot of different books. I have read a lot of books, and I still continue to read a lot of books. Some books I enjoyed more than others. I also enjoy certain series. I have been reading certain ones that I hadn't read before. I've read the Twilight books. Ugh. That's just my opinion. Harry Potter books I just started reading. Those are pretty cool. I read one about called The Carolina Cousins that a friend of mine introduced me to. That was pretty cool. I've also read fiction. I've also read nonfiction. I've read Michael J. Fox's his books. I've also read Christian books. I've also read ones that were cookbooks to give me ideas on how to do recipes. I basically have read a lot of different books from A to Z. And not every book I love, not every book I hate. There's some that I love, some I hate. And there's also been some books that I was like, I'm not sure about. Also, not all my books are hard copy books, that is, meaning they're not an actual book. Some of them are actual electronic copies that I keep on my tablet. That way, if I go away somewhere and I need something to do, instead of just playing games all the time, I can be sitting there with my tablet and reading. And so when I read, it takes me to another place and it makes things a little bit easier to deal with. Say, okay, I escaped to this place for a little while. Now I can put the book down, come back and say, okay, what's going on? So thought I'd share that, why I love to read. I mean, everybody's like, well, why do you love to read? And so I thought, okay, let me answer that question. Why I love to read and why it's so special to me. So I think that's basically it. I will see you all hopefully next time. You take care now. And it was good chatting again and be blessed now. Bye.